Hello. Today I'll be going over my showcase during and what I learned throughout the month in Project Portfolio 1. To begin with, a few things that we learned for Project Portfolio during this month is project methodologies. So, for example, Agile software development is based on an incremental iterative approach. So, what does this mean? So basically, this is going from 1 to 10, but with little stops in the middle of those steps. So you do step 1, you go step 2, you meet with the client, you talk with the client, you connect better with the client, and you better understand the client's vision. As well, it also allows you to better connect with the team and the client. Now, Agile also encourages teamwork and face-to-face communication. Now, the other one is Waterfall. Now, Waterfall methodology follows a sequential linear process. Now, what basically this Waterfall is you go from step 1 to step 10 without stopping. So, both of them have their disadvantages and advantages and disadvantages. Now, with Agile, the advantages are that you stop and you talk with the client and you better connect with your team and you're better able to make the client's reality come true. Now, compared to Waterfall, it's also a really good process, but in the case that the client does not like the final product, there's no way to make changes. Well, then you have to go back to the beginning and start all over again. Now, both methodologies are really good and they're used quite often, but in this case, Waterfall is one of the most preferable methodologies in the industry. Now, Waterfall is requirement, design, implementation, verification, and maintenance. So, you go from step 1 to 10 until you get the final product. Now, other things that we learned throughout the month was the coding challenges, that they were really good way to recharge us and to make our brain start working and thinking about object oriented programming, so basically C#. And the coding challenges allow us to explore new ways to approach the coding challenges and to search new ways to code. Now, this is my main swap, the first challenge. Simple, not much to it. Console write lines, console read lines, whiles, and validation. Now, for the second one challenge, I had to go and research string arrays and how to work with a new chart that string split options that remove empty entries. Now, what this does is creates the array. It takes whatever the user's inputs in, it splits, and then creates a new char array, and then the string split option that remove entry. What this does is basically it takes whatever the user's inputs, and then if it takes the space, it removes the empty spaces, if it is empty, it removes those entries and only makes sure to take in the characters that the user puts in. So basically, whenever there's something to grab on, and then we output it to. I also had to go and research the string join, the sentence split of reverse, for it to take the sentence instead of just output it in the normal way. It will take it and reverse it. Now, for the third challenge, I had to go back and refresh my memory on how to do math inside C#. It was not too difficult, but a little bit. Now, for the next one was my menu option, challenge number 5. I had to actually go and research how to get it to output the menu once one of the options were finished running. So let's say in this case, the user choose option 1. Then when that option ran out, then it will have to display the menu again so the user can choose again. So in this case, I use break, that way it wouldn't just keep going and then this loop. So For this break, it goes here and takes the main menu option arcs. So what this does is grabs the menu again and repeats it so the user can see it and choose a new function. Now for one of my projects, I'm creating a survival quest based on a book that I'm making. I had to go and research a little bit about list strings. Is a new type of array that we learned. Well, that we learned during class, one of the previous classes. And I had to go and do a little bit more research into it and how to use it and how to apply it in this situation. Now, my final thoughts. There were a few other things that we learned during this class, like for example, building a code repository. In this case, it will be source tree. This is basically like a backup and where we can go and put up a code, make changes, and it will keep track of the changes that we make and everything that we make inside the code. So in case of an unfortunate accident, we can go back and recover from the last time we made the change or whatever we left off. Now also learning terminal was quite interesting to learn, since it's that is one of the most favorable things to do in the real world, in the industry, how to use terminal and the commands required to use terminal. Now also learning how C# is used in the industry and how it's growing and how it's really preferable in many companies. They like to use C#. I believe this is all my thoughts at the moment. I really enjoyed the class. It was really nice to be in it and learn this whole new information out there, and to research all this like C# and learning new methods, new arrays, and many more things, like also learning terminal, how to use terminal and not to use the GUI, instead use terminal and the commands like get, that remove, and so on. Thank you for listening to me. I really enjoyed the class and hope to see you again. Goodbye. And here are my sources for the images. Thank you.